Cause you are my everything, and I'm gonna do anything. Go put that on everything, oh, for you. If I give you all my love, what would you treasure? Would you cherish it and never let me go? Cause you're not gonna find someone to love you better, oh. If I want to live for certain, I want you.
Welcome to Island Lime, yet another episode. We are on our island yet again, and we're definitely going to have an amazing time. Sending love to all my sponsors. I cannot forget you all, Digicel, Nestle Nutrigo, also NLCB and Ultra Lounge. Thank you for making it possible. It's the third season, and you know it is a difficult time. I'm not going to lie, because it is taking a toll. But the show must continue. I have a special guest with us today on my island, and he is a phenomenal person, a personality that will make you want to know a little bit more about this individual and want to really chill with him and just be in his space. He's an amazing performer and he's here with us. I would love to welcome Jaron Nurse.
Thanks for having me on your island.
Yes, we did our live. Now, remember I told you all that you had the opportunity to ask questions to Jaron on my live. We actually did it the week before, and now he's here and we had a winner, and we're getting ready right now for our hot topics. You ready for the hot topic?
Not a problem.
All right, so it's all brought to you by NLCB. Your hot topic today actually came from one of your fans, or you'd like to say, you know, your supporters.
Friends.
Your
Fans does
your
mash
friends.
up.
Yeah. So your supporters, your friends, you definitely got that. So it came from uncommon_child 2002. Can you just tell us about your testimony?
In a nutshell, time wouldn't permit because it's so many testimonies, but I guess the main one is that being a young man growing up in the middle class as the ghetto was a bit tough because my story was a bit different. You know, I was adopted from 2 weeks old because my dad was hooked on drugs and my mom was mentally ill because she suffered postpartum syndrome. So I was then adopted by who was supposed to be my godparents. And growing up, it wasn't easy because in the hood, when they know your story, they'll rub it in your face. That is the ammunition. And I grew up hearing stuff like, boy, your father's a piper, your mother mad. The slightest thing, we could be playing marbles. And a little altercation, the child will tell me, but I was always smart. So I used to know that, I used to say to myself, I know it's not just the child that know that because he don't know my story, it's his parents. And because of that, I tell people I fell in love with hate. And I suffered from a sickness that is worse than COVID. A lot of people suffer from that sickness and they don't know. And it's a sickness that no doctor will ever find a cure for, and it's a sickness that's called unforgiveness.
Okay.
As I fell in love with hate, I couldn't stand my real father, you know. But to make a long story short, what happened is I remember because of that, unforgiveness invited anger and then invited low self-esteem and stuff like that. And I got out to school and I was involved in a lot of wrong things, you know, like my record. I just don't like to talk about it, but I did a lot of foolish stuff. But until one day I realized that God, that's fast forwarding so many years, right? Prior to that, I was selling marijuana in school, just fighting to be somebody, trying to build a name for myself and going about it the wrong way.
Okay.
And I see a lot of youths doing it these days. So you could talk to me if you want to really find the true you. What happened when I found the true me when I found Christ? You know, I tell people that is the manufacturer. And before I had a vehicle, it was a Nissan. But sometimes the mechanics didn't know the problems and how to solve those problems. So I had it go by the manufacturer, which was Neil and Marcy. And I tell people in life, when you start a malfunction, you have to find yourself by the manufacturer because he is the one that put all your wires together and he could solve all your problems. So when things change is when he blessed me with the gift to sing. But I was still hating my real father. Couldn't stand him. I remember I went away. His mom, who's my grandmother, came to visit me by my adopted grandparents, and I didn't want to see her. She rang the doorbell. My adopted grandmother told me that she was coming, and remember she rang that bell and I looked through the window, through the space in the door, sorry. And I said, I could ring that bell until thy kingdom come. I don't care. I hate you because you make your son, and I hate your son. That's how much hate I had at that time.
So it passed on.
Yeah. First time I'm meeting this lady, I was about the age of probably 18 or so. First time seeing my biological grandmother, and I didn't care. She went up as if she asking the people, where's this address? The people pointing back to the same house, and I just didn't care. I was so numb and so much hate. As I say, I fell in love with hate. I was feeling normal. But when it started is when I got back to Trinidad. God blessed me with a gift to sing. But prior to that, I remember my mom bought a vehicle for my adopted mother, bought a vehicle. Yes. And I stopped at this traffic light. And once at the traffic light at the front, a guy came. But before that, I always wanted an ATV motorbike.
Okay.
So my mom said, my adopted mom, she said, if you behave yourself, you'll get a bike. I was like a little spoiled child. I got a car, but I still telling them I want a bike. And I remember stopping at this traffic light. And a guy on a motorbike came, only to realize that it was my real father, biological father.
On the bike?
Yeah, on the bike. So I wind down the glass and I call him. Call him by his name. And he watched me. And he was about to say something, but our call was honestly to just show him that, hey, I'm a big man now. Because the last time I saw him, I was about probably 6 years old, 4 years old, when he came to make a whole big bacchanal, which was one of the most embarrassing days of my life. So I just drove off as he was about to say something, and I went to Carnage and I told my mom, my adopted mom, I say, you see the bike you're going to buy for me?
Don't bother.
Don't bother. Because I now see my father and I see what he does look like on a motorbike. And that was unforgiveness taking a toll on me and making me turn down all the dreams and the desires, because God knew how bad I wanted a bike. But because I hated him so much and I saw him on a bike, I didn't. And that's how dangerous the sickness is. So one day on San Fernando Hill, and this is when I started ministry, singing and stuff, I was there playing cards with the pastor and stuff, right? And then the Spirit of God just ministered to me and said, look at you, you call yourself a gospel singer and you didn't forgive your father yet. And that rocked me so hard because it was the truth. Going about singing, say I lifting up the name of Jesus, and God was indeed using me. But I didn't forgive my dad. And I checked myself that day, I got his number and I called him. I got his number from my sister. And when the call went like this, I said, yo, Roger, Jaron here. I just called to tell you I love you and I forgive you for everything that, how I had in mind and everything. Forgive you. And he said, all right, we'll talk. We'll talk. But the first thing he said, who's this, Jaron? I said, yeah. Him, Jaron? I said, yeah. I said, you forget about son named Jaron? Because it was weird. This is the first time we're talking in many years. And as of that time, I unlocked a lot of stuff in my life. That is when God started opening doors for me to travel. And it simply means that I was limiting myself.
Because of the heat.
Unforgiveness and those things just hinder you as an individual. So yeah. And after that is when he opened up a lot of doors, and the same people, the blessing in it is the same people I used to tell me, boy, your mother mad and your father this. Just call me now to speak to their kids, and I consider that a blessing, and that also speaks volumes of forgiveness as well, because I forgave them.
Yeah.
And what was the climax is a few years ago when God blessed me with my first concert. I was waiting in an ambulance to surprise everybody, right? And while I'm in the ambulance, I seeing people lining up to buy their tickets. The same neighbors that used to say hateful things. And I say, you know what, I could have come out and tell them, I know all going for free. But I said, nah, today's the day I had to pay to see the little adopted boy who mother mad and dad was on drugs. You all have to pay to see him sing. And I say that to say that I realize and I learn that Jesus can take your misery and make it your ministry. And the best revenge is success. And more so success in Jesus. So that is the testimony there in a nutshell.
You're amazing. And I know you can go on and on.
Yeah.
I love that. All right, so we're getting ready now for our game. The 24-second stop clock brought to you by Nestle Nutrigo.
No problem.
And we're going to have some fun.
Yeah.
Right? So you ready for this?
Mm-hmm.
So all I want you to say is ready, set, Nutrigo.
Ready, set, Nutrigo.
Football or cricket?
Football.
What food have you never eaten but would really love to try?
I eat almost everything.
So you had dog before?
Oh, like that's a
Next? All right, let's go next. What's something you really resent paying for?
With my vehicle gas.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, pay the gas. Okay. All right, fair. Do you think aliens exist?
No.
Okay. What are you currently worried about right now?
The youths of Trinidad and Tobago.
What are some red flags to watch out for when dealing with friends or associates?
Honesty.
Okay. Fill in the
Well,
blank.
dishonesty.
Yes. Fill in the blank. If I had blank.
If I had flying powers, I don't know.
You'll fly?
Sorry, fill in the blank. If I had
If I had.
something, I would something.
Yeah.
Oh, if I had plenty money, there wouldn't be much poverty in Trinidad and Tobago.
You'll take care of everybody.
Yeah, there wouldn't be much.
Okay, that's time. You came on. I know you got. I wouldn't go back to the question. That threw you off a little bit, but that's the fun in the game. So I know time is passed so quickly, and I want to hear more about you and what you could really help, especially with young people, because you mentioned before you really try to reach out to young people. But time is against us. But you have to come back on my island again.
Not a problem.
I want to make sure that you're back because you could definitely add some more to what Jaron Nurse is and what people really could learn from as well, from experiences. Because many times you see people, they will learn from experiences faster than when you say, okay, don't do this, don't do that. But if you have someone who was in the same situation, say, look, he got through it, that means I can get through it too.
Correct.
So I appreciate that. You'd like to leave any words with my, as you say, friends on Island Line?
I tell people, stay connected to heaven, which is Jesus, so no man on earth could pull your plug. And that's the best connection. Stay in your hotspot, stay in your zone, right? Don't walk away from your hotspot. Anytime you walk away from your hotspot, which is Christ, you'll find yourself in plenty problems. Blessings.
Definitely. Thank you so much, Jaron Nurse, for being here with us. I appreciate that you were here, and you definitely need to get back on my island because we need to continue this conversation. You're amazing. All right, guys, that's time. It's time for us to wrap things up. Thank you so much for my sponsors, Digicel, Nestle, Nutrigo, NLCB, and Ultra Lounge. Until next time, make sure you all come back on my island so we can continue the fun. But before we leave, we are taking you to the Digicel Go Loud Stage Artist of the Week. And we're heading to Barbados. Cheese on bread. Peace.
Down there, I want get down there. 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 You want for me? Why? The way that you give me love is like ecstasy. It's like ecstasy, baby. There's so many things that I'm thinking I want to do. I'm thinking about it. I wanna release all my love inside of you. Oh gosh, I've got to get down there. Girl, I just want all of you. Take my love inside of you. Please, girl, don't be shy. Girl, just whine. It feels good, girl, I'm telling you. I'm the best man to have.
I want you, I want you, I wanna give you that ring-a ting-a ting-ting. Girl, give me that ting-a ting-a ting-ting. Girl, give you that ring-a ting-a ting-ting. Girl, I want you, I want you, I want you, I want you, I want you.